I'd written a number of articles for teaching drama, which was a magazine for drama teachers, using drama sessions that I'd done for years and years. I kind of my greatest hits, I guess. Things that I'd used and I really liked, and kids seemed to really respond to very well. And drama schemes, Rhinegold Education approached me to do effectively a greatest hits book, which I loved doing. It was really nice to do it. So that's how drama schemes came about, and it's become very popular. So often people refer to me as the guy who wrote Too Much Punch for Judy, so that's my one thing. But from drama schemes, what has come out is the Worden Acts lesson, which is a lesson I didn't even invent it. I saw Dorothy Heathcote producing the lesson live at the Cockpit Theatre with a group of about, I don't know, 200 drama teachers watching. And I can remember these kids walking in and being like just kids who've been brought in to do some drama. They weren't even a drama class. They looked like they weren't going to get involved, and I was fascinated to see what she'd do. And she managed to create a morning's work with these young people using Worden Acts and tricking them into being involved in drama with a huge audience there. And I promise you, these were not drama kids. They were just, God knows where they'd come from. They looked completely disinterested. It was magical. And so good it was that I decided I'd use it for years and years and years. And when this book came about, I contacted Dorothy and said to her, I'd love to use it. And she was fascinated. She couldn't even remember doing it, but was really fascinated by what I'd written and my account of it. She really liked it. And she got back to me. She wrote to me, which was really lovely. And wow, I can remember the day I got the letter back from her in my pigeonhole at school and seeing this beautiful handwriting. But she, in the end, wrote a little bit on the back of the book. So she says, in this collection of material, Mark has done his usual honest sharing of his own teaching and forever learning experience, which can be really useful for those teachers who will benefit from the detailed scaffolding he provides throughout the various schemes he develops. Teachers will grasp something of the remarkable shape-shifting potential of drama and theatre forms as a humanising factor in our schooling system. Now, for me, this was like having David Bowie writing and saying, you've written a great song. This was like my icon of drama teacher congratulating me. And there it is, Dorothy Heathcott saying, I'm all right. So that was so cool. What I was able to do also was to include a little Key Stage 3 playwriting thing to introduce kids to playwriting, so that was really nice. Wacky Soap gets a little mention in here. The Missing Dan Nolan, lovely scheme of work there, and a wonderful review that appears on Amazon. A teacher just randomly wrote, I taught lesson 2 in your Missing Dan Nolan scheme today, and my Year 9 drama group were utterly enthralled. It's not the first time I've used your play, but it is the first time I've used your scheme. I'm so glad I did. It was goosebumps galore by the end of the lesson. They didn't want to leave, and it was home time. And then a big laughy face. Such mature, respectful, emotionally intelligent and imaginative responses that showed a real commitment to the characters and their story. And guess what? None of the success of that 2 hours in my modest drama room can be measured or judged by anyone in terms of Ofsted criteria. But I know how special that lesson was in so many ways. Thank you, Mark. My drama teacher spark was well and truly reignited today, and 22 13-year-olds left my room feeling inspired, eyes opened, and with a real feeling of what it means to be human. I even get a kiss at the end of it. How nice is that? And I'd also, at this time, this was in 2010, the Academy gave me some time to develop Mantle of the Expert work. So I talk a little bit about a lovely scheme I was starting to develop then called the Horror House. And that's well worth looking at. I'd love someone to develop that further. I never got around to doing it. But the coming of the Academy was great for me because I had a Friday where I could go in and do cross-curricular stuff. It was a great idea. And I talked about the tie wearing thing. there I am in my tie. That's actually a photograph I quite like, despite wearing a tie. Thanks, Chris Webb, but I didn't manage to make the front cover. But some of my Year 10 students did. Jamie, Lauren, and we did a photo session of that. I remember Chris did lovely photographs. And the other thing I was able to do was to talk about school productions. And so important, I think, school productions are in contributing to curriculum drama. And I've always used them to cascade skills from those young people who have that commitment to be involved throughout the evening working with me. They then are in drama classes and they bring their skills in and they cascade them amongst the other kids. And I felt very much that the school production thing, and there's a picture of me in Oliver when I was at school, the school productions, that chapter as well is really important, and it really explains clearly my kind of philosophy behind how the school production should be part of the curriculum and not just doing some add-on thing that has absolutely no relevance, and in some cases where you use musicals like Grease kind of contradict the very things you'd want to be talking about. And I always use the plays that are now used in GCSEs as set texts, for example, both were school productions. So there we are. Drama Schemes. It's the only book I've written like this which is kind of exclusively about teaching, and it's done really well. It's a nice little book. It does date back to the old GCSE specs, but the schemes of work are really relevant and just explain a background to how my school teaching informed my school productions, and very much how the school productions inform my school teaching.